All right, back here on the Sweat, everybody. I am Emerson Lotzia, Dodgers pitcher. World Series champion Joe Kelly has returned. So has Rob Bradford, who hosts the wildly popular Baseball Isn't Boring podcast, plus covers the Red Sox for WEEI. These two have written a book together as well, A Damn Near Perfect Game. It is beautiful. Lots of very intelligent words in said book. And yeah, so since you do kind of cover the Red Sox here, Rob, why not start there? Joe, you're currently on a team that has no issues spending, so the same can't really be said for the Red Sox, who you won a World Series title with. So now a big market team, not really willing to fork out cash here. What's Boston's reputation among players throughout the league, Joe?
The reputation has definitely changed, since 2018, after that World Series. That team was great. It's amazing to see how quickly it faded, right?
Yeah.
That just goes to show you what kind of, front office and ownership, which way you want to go. And, some people are content with winning one and then kind of rebuilding for a little bit. And others, as if the Dodgers are never content. Obviously, spending $1 billion on two players in the offseason, everybody could do it.
Yep.
But they just choose not to. So, some people are winners, some people are losers, and some people are hungry for, trying to always be at the top, get to the top, stay at the top, and others aren't. So it's interesting. But as a player, seeing it, it's sad to see them go downhill like that. You never know. They could turn it around. But you always want your boss to put forth their best effort, to make you succeed, to make you want to work hard. I mean, like you'll want to work hard for your boss. If your boss was, you're working at 8 to 5 and your boss gives you a little bonus, like, hey, thanks for working hard. I see you working. The Dodgers are like, hey, thanks for working hard. You almost won the World Series. Let's help you get better. Let's add to the team. Let's go for it.
I feel like, Rob, you work really hard because you're always getting bonuses from your employer. What's the main reason here, Rob, that the Red Sox have reduced payroll and they're not spending in free agency to replace stars that they've lost here the past few years?
Well, first of all, Emerson, I'm paid in T-shirts and smiles. You should know that. But it's something happened this offseason where all of a sudden they decided we're gonna limit the budget. We're not gonna go all shock and awe offseason like everyone thought they were. And there's no way around it. When Tom Werner comes out and says, "Hey, you know what? At least we'll have the Fenway experience," like that is the ultimate. It's if you ever saw the movie Flight with Denzel Washington, where he gets to the end and he just said, "I'm out of lies. I just couldn't lie anymore." And that's sort of how that felt. Everybody knew that there was the Fenway experience at the safety net, but you don't say that. You say, come for the players, come for the wins. And now it's like, oh, well, payroll's going down. We might win, who knows? But the main point is that you get to see a very historic piece of concrete.
Hey, maybe it's analytics telling them to not spend cash on real-life baseball players. But, Joe, I want to ask you, analytics has certainly divided the baseball world. Has it helped or hurt you more? Like, where do you stand, like, in this analytics debate?
I think it's helped. I think for pitchers, it could only help. Hitters, I'm still up in the air with my decision. I think it helps if you do it the right way, but it's 50-50, if you ask hitters. But for a pitcher, it's for myself in general, it's helped me simplify my game. It's just reinforced something that has been told to me numerous times throughout my career. When you have data and numbers to show, why you should do this as a pitcher, rather than relying on, a pitching coach, a manager, or even yourself. Sometimes it's hard to trust words if you don't see actual facts. And so now with a good blend of both of those, it's been able to, take my game to the next level, I think. And I'm a big proponent of analytics, 100% for pitchers, not sold on 100% for the hitting aspect.
Are you wearing pants right now, Joe? I know that sounds weird. It's a
good question. Maybe not.
Are you
wearing
I'll give you the answer, Emerson. I'm going to lead you into this. He's wearing see-through pants.
Yeah, there you go, Rob. It's almost like we kind of do something similar here. Are there any risque
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Are you guys talking about the crappy pants?
Yeah. I mean, okay, so you're not a fan. Are there any risque pics of you out there wearing the new see-through pants?
There's no risque. I think every time I take the mound, I feel like I'm doing a boudoir shoot. For the fans of spring training, for the fans of LA.
Yeah, I know you said you're
so
not on social media, but maybe you should consider an OnlyFans here with the new see-through pants.
Be the first one. I think it'd be a great idea. I'd make a ton of money. No, but yeah, I mean, the good thing is I'm not a Nike athlete, so I could actually not lie through my teeth and say that I love them. I hate them, so it's great.
Yeah, like what is so different about them besides the fact that we could see a lot see what's happening underneath it?
Yeah. The material they say is the same, which it isn't.
Yeah.
Technically they're allowed to say that their jerseys are the best and lightest ever. Well, of course they're the best and lightest ever because it's like you're wearing a Viore shirt and not a jersey.
Oh,
it's one of those things where if you make it super light and thin, it's going to be see-through. So it's hopefully changed. They try to save grace and they visited every spring training complex and try to remeasure and try to redo stuff.
Okay.
Because I think the overall feel for the pants was a thumbs down.
Rob, you're a fashion expert. I mean, how does baseball fix this? What are some of the opinions you've heard from all these players you've been interviewing for your podcast?
Well, it's the same thing that Joe said. And listen, as much as I like the fact that you can put a baseballs and boring sticker on the inside of the pants and see through it, which is, by the way, a Red Sox player did, and it was next level marketing. As much as I like that, I can't imagine that that's probably a good sign. So I am also not affiliated with Nike, so I can also say that they suck.
Okay.
If for no other reason, the names suck on them, right? I mean, it's like
the writing's different. The writing looks bad. The numbers are huge.
It honestly looks like the jerseys you got when you were a kid, and it was Frito-Lay jersey night,
Yeah.
So yeah, not good.
All right.
They're tough.
Well, from pants that sucked to maybe some teams that sucked last year that may not suck as much this season. Rob, which team do you expect to take the biggest jump this year? So let's just say like a team maybe that'll win at least 10 more games this summer compared to last summer.
I'll go with the Tigers. Just because I had to make that crappy trip up to Lakeland.
Bro, you stole my idea.
Come on, Rob. You're reading his homework. You're copying his homework here.
Well, in fairness, like Joe didn't just go up to Lakeland and get food poisoning, so I think I have every right to pick the Tigers.
There you go.
So
in fairness, you didn't play against them last year either,
So yeah, the Tigers. Tarek Skubal is like really, really good.
Yeah.
He's really, really, really good. And they made some other acquisitions. I just like being around that team for a day. I really like what I saw and the vibe. And I don't know if they're going to be, World Series good, but in that division, and Joe played against him. I mean, he last year, so he knows what's what. So, pick him if you want. You want me to pick someone else, Joe?
No, I'm going to pick. I would, if I had to get the same question, I would pick the St. Louis Cardinals. I think they could win 10 more games.
Yeah. That was definitely disappointing by them last year. They didn't go in there like traditional, like win 30 straight games at the end of the year.
In September, yeah.
Yeah, like make it
the iconic Cardinal way.
Yep. What about a
Come back, kids.
Joe, what about any players you've seen out there from really any team or just around Major League Baseball? Which player you think is poised for a big bounce back or just a big season overall?
A big bounce back. Let me think.
Rob, feel free to chime in and help him, tee him up here.
Yeah.
You got anyone, Rob?
Did I pick Joe Kelly or no?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you can't pick me.
We got 90 seconds in the segment.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
I'm gonna go. I'll go with a guy that I've seen a lot, Tyler O'Neill.
Okay.
Because I just like the fact that the Red Sox didn't have enough dumbbells. The dumbbells heavy enough for him to do max bench. So that tells me that something's right. But I honestly believe that he's going to be pretty good this year.
I could see Joe going with like Fernando Tatis Jr. or something.
I actually was thinking of a Padre player, and I don't want him to do better, but I think he's going to. I was going to pick Jake Cronenworth.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on that. What about the what about MLB expansion here, real quick, guys? We know that they're going to Vegas. Likely going to go to 32 teams here in the next maybe like 6-7 years before Manfred retires. Where is a city that you want to see an MLB team, Joe?
It's got to be Nashville, right?
Yeah.
Nashville or Mexico City, I think.
Whoa, you want to go outside. You want to go outside. You want to go
Mexico
south of the
City.
border. Okay, cool.
If they want to make baseball a global brand, that's the way to keep doing it. Put another team in another country.
I like that idea. Rob, what about you? 30 seconds.
Yeah, the spicy pick would be Montreal, but the fact that like you can't get Wi-Fi, and there's a good chance that my cell phone bill would go through the roof because I would leave it on.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna have to go with Nashville too.
Okay.
I mean, it makes too much sense.
All right, dudes. Well, appreciate it, Joe. Thanks for making time for us. You as well, Rob. Congrats on being 25% of our 2-hour show this Sunday morning. We appreciate you helping us fill it. Good luck, Joe. We'll talk to you guys later. And after the break, we got Arnold Palmer invitational bets that you should consider placing on the DK Sportsbook.